Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today Mr. William is joining me and we are doing his 2-month update. I can't believe my son is 2 months old and he has some stuff going on with him lately. So if you want to see what has been happening this past month, then please stick around. Okay, so first off, I'll kind of go over like the stats a little bit. So he just went to the doctor right at his 2-month mark. It is right now it is November 16th and he turned 2 months on the 13th, so it's just a few days past, but he went right on to the doctor on the 13th and he weighed 11.7 pounds, so he didn't gain too much weight since his last doctor's appointment, and he was 22 inches long. And everything seemed really good. I'm trying to think of any other, like he's right in the middle of the charts or even slightly below the charts for all of his, for height and weight and everything like that. So he's doing really good. Hey. So diapers, he's still in size 1. I can see them already getting tight and I'm like, what? I feel like, what? There's no way he should go into size 2 already, right? So anyway, yeah, he's going size 2 diapers, 0 to 3 month clothes. I think those are all like, I guess I can go over like, okay. Hi. Say hi. Who is that? Who is that? Let's fix your leg. Okay. So when he turned 8 weeks, he started going through a really crazy fussy phase. I don't know if you ever heard of this book, The Wonder Weeks. It is basically about certain weeks throughout the first, I want to say, 1.5 years of a baby's life. And basically when they go through these leaps, and it's when they're having a growth spurt, but like in their brain. And so naturally that makes them very cranky, very fussy, because a lot is going on in their brain and they're learning a lot, and it's also kind of confusing and scary. And so this book basically predicts pretty close to like the day, like within a week or two. With him, it's been to the day of when they're going to go through these fussy periods, what to expect, when to start expecting the fussy periods, and why they're being fussy, so you're not like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my baby? Anyways, but yeah, this book has predicted his leaps to the day. First one was at 5 weeks, and then this second one was at 8 weeks. And yep, it was right. He has been having these crazy fussy periods, and this one has presented itself where his sleep is still good, and we'll talk about sleep here in a minute, but it's basically presented itself to where like every time after he eats, he is so fussy. And I don't know if this is like the beginnings of like maybe reflux or something, or if it's the fussy period or what, but he's also very demanding. I have to be paying attention to him all the time, or picking up all the time, and obviously I can't. I have a 3-year-old. I have a house to take care of, and I have YouTube, and I have just so many things going on that I cannot just sit there and hold him all day, which is a bummer because I basically got to do that with Everly, and I can't do that with him, which really sucks. And he has been super demanding lately. If I put him down, he'll scream and cry, and sometimes I cannot get him to calm down unless I am standing up with him on my chest, laying on my chest, and I am just walking around. And that's the only way he will calm down sometimes. Nothing else works. And so it's been a rough week, and on top of that, I think I pinched a nerve in my back, and so my back has been killing me. It's in the upper left here. It feels like really bad burning in one spot, and then also around that spot my skin is kind of numb, and so it's really weird and it hurts a lot. And so when I have to sit there and walk around with him until he calms down, it really hurts. So that has been really, really difficult, but hopefully today he has been a little bit better. He's been still very demanding, but not as, like, he's not screaming his head off all day. So I don't know. We will see how that goes. But I'm hoping, they say that this fussy period could last a week or a few days to a couple weeks. And I'm like, I hope it's not a couple weeks. It's been about a week now. And it's been really, really hard. So there's that. But with Everly, I never had to use that book because she was like the easiest baby. Like, when she was going through her leaps or whatever, I never noticed a single difference with her. Nothing. She was just chill the whole time. And then him, I'm like, yep, to the day predicts. And it goes by their due date, not their day that they were born. So that maybe that's why it's so accurate with him, because he was born on his due date. So yeah, so that has been a really tough challenge. Feeding, he is eating about 4 or 5 ounces every 2 to 3 hours. So I used to be worried about overfeeding him, and I'm not really anymore, because he's kind of slowed down on his eating. And then sleep, oh, praise the Lord, he is sleeping anywhere from like 6 to 8, the one time was 9 hours. So he goes to bed about 7 or 7:30 with his bedtime bottle. And he's been waking up anywhere from about 2 to 4. It's so nice, you guys. So I do not get that whole time of sleeping because I don't go to bed myself until about 10. And then I usually can't fall asleep until about 11. So that still kind of sucks. I can't really sleep. I'm usually just up doing I do my chores in the evening because it's just easier for me when everyone's in bed and I can just do it. And that's just the easiest thing for me to do my chores in the evening. So I usually go to bed around 10. And in between my chores, I'm watching a show or reading a book. And so it's kind of a chill thing. It's not like, hurry up and get stuff done. It's a very relaxing, calming, it's me time, even though I'm still cleaning. But yeah, so there's sleep. And oh, I'm so happy that he's doing so good with sleep. You're doing so good. Okay, so there has been one thing that's been kind of concerning. And this started the day that, I'm sorry if my camera is wobbly. I have the camera on these books and they're not super stable. And things keep like bumping the table. I started the day he turned 1 month old. So the day that I actually filmed his 1 month update, but I hadn't really noticed it, or it wasn't really bother me until later that evening. But he has started to have this weird cough whenever he gets upset or after he eats. Mostly when he gets upset, he'll just breathe out and it like sounds a lot more like raspy and weird. Like it's just this weird cough. And at first I thought, because we had just gone to the pumpkin patch that day, I thought that maybe he was getting a cold. And so we took him to the urgent care because I was really nervous. He's so little and any inflammation in his airways could be really, really dangerous. And so I wanted to get answers right away for that. And they tested him for everything and all the viruses and stuff, and he was negative for everything. And then it was only the cough. And he had a little bit of congestion, like a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Like even when they sucked out his like nose and stuff and at the doctor's, they really didn't get a whole lot. You could just kind of see a little bit of congestion here and there. So that's why I thought it was a cold, but nope, nothing. And so I was like, hey, well, hopefully he'll just get over it in a couple days and it's nothing major. And it has now been a full month and he still has this cough. So when I talked to the doctor about it, so I talked to him about it possibly, like I wanted to see if he thought it could be tracheomalacia, because my mom is a nurse and I had her listen to his lungs like a couple times because I've just been really nervous. Me and my husband both have asthma in our family. So I was really nervous about his lungs, and she couldn't figure out the cough either, because when he's not upset or after he eats, he does not cough. And so it's just weird. It's only in those times. And so she was talking to a doctor that she works with, and the doctor mentioned, well, kind of sounds like it could possibly maybe be tracheomalacia, but it needs a diagnosis. And so, you got to go to ear, nose, and throat doctor and get that checked out. And and everything. So tracheomalacia is where the airway like collapses a little bit, and there's a few reasons why it could do that. Depends on what type there is. And his, if he has it, it would be very, very mild because he doesn't turn blue or act like he can't breathe. It's just this weird cough. And but there's also other things that it could be. So when I talked to the doctor, he prescribed a inhaler, a steroid inhaler. I forget what the name of it is. I can't remember at the top of my head. He said that that could possibly help open up the airway, and see if that works, and he would see him again in 2 weeks, and if it still hasn't cleared up, or if he's still coughing, because he was like, it doesn't really sound, he listened to his cough a little bit. He didn't cough very much there because he has to, you know, get really upset, but he said it doesn't really sound like tracheomalacia, but we'll try this, and if not, then I will refer you guys to an ENT and try to get that checked out and see what's going on, because he was like, maybe it sounds, you know, it could be some weird cough, and I was like, well, it's been here for a month and it hasn't gone away. That just doesn't sound normal to me. So we're working on that. If you guys have any suggestions on what it could be, let me know in the comments below. I'm not too worried about it because he seems fine. It does sound pretty awful when he does it, but he seems fine, and he never acts like he actually cannot breathe. So I'm not overly worried about it, but I would like it to get resolved and figure out what it is. So that's basically his update, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys seeing this little man. He's just growing so fast. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!